So there was a time when foods like muffins and waffles and cookies would be off limits for anyone who is gluten intolerant or has celiac disease, but that's not the case anymore, thanks to chefs like Robert Landolphi, who has made it his personal mission to create and perfect gluten-free recipes. Robert is the author of 3 cookbooks, including his latest, Gluten-Free Baking. Nice to have you back here, Robert.
It's nice to be back.
Why don't we tell our viewers how you got into gluten-free cooking and eating?
Sure. Well, my wife was diagnosed back in the year 2000 after numerous symptoms, and it was to the point where we couldn't conceive children. And so she went on a gluten-free diet after she was diagnosed with celiac disease. 2 years later,
really?
that was it. Now we have 3 boys. They're taking over the house, and 2 of my boys are actually gluten-free, dairy-free.
No kidding.
So it kind of just, it's hereditary, so they have the genes, and so I've kind of made it my mission not only to keep her healthy, but keep my boys healthy as well.
Very good. And what's in the cookbook?
Well, I teamed up with Cooking Light, and what we wanted to do was a lot of books that are out there are packed with fat, packed with sugar.
Sure.
Kind of masks the flavors of the gluten-free flours. But if you know how to blend the flours correctly, you can actually use less sugar, less fat, and still have a delicious product.
That's
and
the
that was
secret,
the whole
huh?
goal of this book.
Very good. All right, what are you going to make for us today?
What we're going to do today is we're going to do some Mocha-Pistachio Biscotti.
Sounds good to me.
And we're going to start off here. I got a little bit of brown rice flour in here. And what's really nice about brown rice flour is it has fiber, vitamin B, and it has something called lecithin, which is actually an anti-cancer property.
Okay.
All right, you can see a lot of these flours are actually very good for you. This is flaxseed meal. It's actually full of omega-3, essential fatty acids. It's also got something in there called soluble fiber, which actually helps lower your cholesterol.
Okay.
Almond meal flour, high in protein, full of monounsaturated fats, fats that are really good for your body. I'm going to put in some tapioca flour.
Tapioca flour. Who
Corn
knew there was a
starch.
tapioca
There's
flour?
a tapioca flour.
Wow.
It's tapioca flour and tapioca starch. And then we're going to put some cocoa in here.
Okay.
I got baking soda, baking powder, a little bit of salt, and then some xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is used a lot in gluten-free baking. Kind of gives the product its structure.
Okay.
Because there's no gluten here. Want to mix that up?
Certainly do.
All right, I'm going to give you that job. What I'm going to do over here is I'm actually going to mix up the wet ingredients.
Okay.
Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, I got some eggs. I'm using 2 types of sugar. I'm using brown sugar and I'm using regular sugar. I'm going to put a little bit of vanilla in there, as well as a little bit of instant coffee.
Oh.
And I'm just going to give this a quick mix.
All right.
What you can do is you can bring that right over here.
Sure can.
Perfect. That looks
Robert,
great.
is it expensive to eat like this?
It's not if you shop properly. If you notice, a lot of supermarkets, it used to be only the health food stores in the past were the only ones that carried these flours, but now you'll find all your grocery stores are going to have a section that have gluten-free flours. And the more that people use them, the less expensive they are.
Well, that's a good point, right?
And what you'll realize is, here in the United States, we are so used to growing up and just living on all-purpose flour. And there's not a lot of vitamins, there's not a lot of minerals. So this is a great way to eat, even if you don't have celiac disease or if you don't have a gluten sensitivity. It's a healthier way of eating because, again, you're getting a lot of vitamins and minerals. And put that right in there and mix that
It's
up.
starting to smell quite good.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to put in pistachios, okay? But if you're at home, almonds, hazelnuts, anything you want. Whatever you have, okay? And we're just going to drop those right in there like that. Perfect. All right. I'll lift that right up.
Now, do you have the oven preheated?
The oven's at 350 degrees.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do here is, you like getting your hands dirty?
Sure, I'll help.
All right. I'm going to put some flour down on the cutting board. Scoop a little bit of this out for you.
I'm assuming we're rolling it.
We're rolling
Getting
it. What we're doing is we're making a log.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll do some mini ones, okay, just so you can practice, okay? I'll do one right next to you. And what you want to do is put a little bit more of that flour right on top of it.
Okay.
Okay? Exactly, all right. And then what you want to do is you want to kind of just bring it together and roll it over and just roll it up like a log. So use a little more flour if you have to. It's okay, don't get nervous. And what you want to do is you want to just, usually you roll these out. You want them to be about 2 to 3 inches wide, about 3/4 of an inch thick is what you're looking for.
Yours looks way better than mine does at the moment.
It's all right. You played with Play-Doh as a kid, didn't you?
I did. You'd think I know what I was doing here, right?
And then what you do is we'll just take this, we'll put it right onto our cutting board, just like this. Okay, and then what we'll do, it looks good, so you're coming along. And then what we would do is we'd put it in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, and what happens is it actually comes out just like this, and more or less just dries it out.
Sure.
Okay, when it comes out, what you want to do is you want to cut them into biscotti, which is basically Italian cookies.
Sure.
Okay, and now what you want to do is we want to bake these a second time.
Oh.
You can do two things.
Okay.
You can lay them down flat like this, put them in for 6 minutes, pull them out, flip them over, and then bake them again another 6 minutes. Or you can just stand them up upright and put them in once.
For 12 minutes?
No, for about 6, 7
okay.
minutes, okay? It just saves you a step, okay? And what's great about these is they actually, when they come out, they're very dry on both sides. I have some over here.
Yeah.
You can put them into an airtight container. They'll last for like a month.
They look
4
great.
weeks. Kids will love them.
I can't wait to try them at the end of the show. And I feel like we're doing it healthy, right?
It is healthy. Again, if you notice here, we didn't use any dairy products. We didn't use any butter. Okay, this is a really healthy cookie that's got a lot of flavor. And that's what a lot of this book is about. It's got everything from breads, muffins, cakes, pies. It's got, everything, scones, but they're all light, and they're all healthy.
I love it. All right, the name of the book again is Gluten-Free Baking by Robert Landolphi. Robert, we're going to dig in at the end of the show. Thanks so much for being here.